All right, folks, just 24 hours till the Super Bowl and the last game in this NFL season. And after tomorrow, there's no football for 5 months, which is kind of depressing to me. But it's going to be a great game. Can't wait for it. And it is time for my Super Bowl prediction. But before that, I want to get into 5 things that I'm looking for in this game and I think could really help decide the winner of the Super Bowl this year. So number 5, Jake Elliott, the Eagles kicker. And I know it sounds silly to put this in one of the key points here, but he has been really shaky this postseason. And he is 1 for 8 this season on field goals over 50 yards. And when you look at that, I wonder if it's going to create them to do some unnatural things, change their play calling a little bit, and go for it in some areas where I think the Chiefs would probably kick a field goal. You look at like the Chiefs with Harrison Bucker, if they get down to the 37, 38-yard line, they're probably thinking field goal. For the Eagles, with how shaky he is, I'm really curious to see how that plays out. Number 4, Jalen Hurts versus pressure. I read a Pro Football Focus article yesterday that they had him ranked 37 out of 37 qualifying quarterbacks when pressure is applied. So he's not very good at facing pressure. And the Eagles have a very good offensive line, but the Chiefs also have a great cornerback in Trent McDuffie. Can they take away the quick routes and force him to hang in the pocket and face pressure? Can they generate enough pressure? Because when Jalen Hurts is under it, he tends to get really shaky and he can make a mistake or two. So can the Chiefs get enough pressure to really force Jalen Hurts into a couple mistakes? Number 3, Saquon Barkley. And this one sounds pretty obvious, but what I'm talking about here is, can the Chiefs eliminate the home run from Saquon Barkley? Over the past 3 games, Saquon Barkley has 2 touchdown runs over 55 yards, and he has 1 touchdown run over 70 yards. I think it's completely fine for the Chiefs if he rushes over 100 yards, but if they eliminate those 50, 60, 70-yard touchdown runs, I think it's going to be really hard for the Eagles to go on 13, 14-play drives against this Chiefs defense if they cannot get a quick score somewhere along the line. So can the Chiefs bottle up Saquon Barkley and really keep him from breaking off a long run that can change the game? Number 2, DeAndre Hopkins and Hollywood Brown. So I think that the Chiefs found an excellent receiver in Worthy in last year's draft. He has been fantastic, especially late in the season in the playoffs. But he's kind of generating most of their production from the wide receiver spot. Travis Kelce is getting older. He had probably his worst statistical season he's had in his career. Only 2 catches last week. So he's really slowing down a little bit. So who is going to be that third option and come up with a couple plays? So DeAndre Hopkins, a big in-season trade. He really has not done a whole hell of a lot yet this year, but I think a receiver who has been as great as he has for so long in the biggest game of his career, can he come up with a big play? Same thing with Hollywood Brown. He was kind of their big offseason acquisition, hurt most of the season. He's had a couple catches during the playoffs, but can one of these two come up with a big play for the Chiefs when they need it? And number 1, this is what I'm calling the Sirianni effect. I've watched every Eagles game this year because Saquon Barkley was on my fantasy team, and he goes in long stretches during games where I really hate his play calling. Saquon Barkley will have a couple great plays, and then all of a sudden you don't see him touch the ball for 8, 9 plays in a row. He'll make 1 to 2 really questionable decisions every single game. And on the other side, you have Andy Reid, who's going to be really buttoned up. I think the coaching here is going to play a huge impact on this game. So, time for my prediction. So right now the line is Chiefs -1.5, and I am going to take the Chiefs to cover. I'm going to take the Chiefs -1.5. I'm going to take them to win 27-24. But the last 2 Super Bowls, I had the 49ers and the Eagles winning. So let's see if I can make it 3 in a row on being wrong. But right now, I love the way the Chiefs defense is playing. I thought Patrick Mahomes was very good versus the Bills. I think they're going to really prevent Saquon Barkley from breaking off one of those big runs and force Jalen Hurts to win. And one thing about the Chiefs is they are going to disguise their defense very well. And at the biggest play of the games, they're going to come with something they haven't seen all game. And I think somewhere along the line, Jalen Hurts is going to make a big mistake. And I'm going to take the Chiefs to win. So that's how I have it going. But we'll see what happens tomorrow night and can't wait to watch.